with 2 billion rand from Gauteng councils, and Mpumalanga owes 1 billion rand. Reduction notices have also been issued to some of the municipalities. Let's get the details now as we speak to Makenosi Maroo, who is the Rand Water spokesperson. Thank you so much, Makenosi, for your time. Is it just municipalities that are owing you these long-standing debt?
Good evening, Bongiwe, and good evening to the viewers. Yes, it is the municipalities that are owing us this amount. I think that is amounting to 3 billion, over 3 billion. So we have, as you indicated, we have Mpumalanga, Gauteng municipalities, and the Free State. So these are the three provinces that are owing this amount of over 3 billion.
And these water reduction notices that you've issued, is it still just to 2 municipalities? And how many in total would you say contribute to this long overdue debt?
The notices for reduction, for water flow reduction by 20%, it's only for the 2 municipalities at the moment. So it's Ngwati local municipality and Mirafong city local municipalities. So these two municipalities, they have failed to pay the overdue amount or enter into an agreement with Rainwater. So we have decided that we're going to reduce the water flow by 20%. With other municipalities, we are obviously monitoring them with regards to progress they're making, and we'll apply the same credit control measures.
So what does it mean then in practical terms if you cut the water flow by 20%?
It means just if you open your tap, basically just in the layman terms, when you open the tap, if you open the tap fully, obviously water will be coming out slowly. I wouldn't say trickling, because if you're saying 20%, it means the 80% is there. So water is still coming out of the tap, but it's coming at a very, it's a very slow pace, if I can put it that way.
So I don't know, because there are some residents who are saying that they've been experiencing low pressure in some parts of Johannesburg. Could it be linked to that, or is there something else?
If it's Johannesburg, it could be, it's linked to what Joburg Water is doing. I know that they also had maintenance, so it could be linked to Joburg Water. With regards to Joburg Water, we did not throttle anything. Yeah. We did not reduce the pressure.
Okay. So one of the things that is also becoming very clear here is that this debt seems to be running over time now. So how long have these municipalities been owing you?
You know what, it's a bit difficult for me to pinpoint and say at this particular time, because we have about 6 municipalities that are owing us. So they would pay a portion, and then they would skip a month, and then they would pay maybe 2 months down the line. So the other municipality will pay, the other one will not pay. So it's been for quite some time. So if we're looking at this current financial year, this is what we're looking at. Our financial year started in July.
And obviously, you know, when one is reading your statement, this is likely to cause problems. And you are saying, as Rand Water there, that, you know, these payment patterns of municipalities that have deteriorated to concerning levels, and they threaten the liquidity, financial performance and sustainability of the entity. So paint a picture for us of what it actually means then for your day-to-day operations if you do not get the money from these municipalities.
It means we will struggle to provide the service that we provide to municipalities. You will recall that we buy water from the Department of Water and Sanitation. We need chemicals to purify water. There are machines that we use to purify water. So that means if we don't get paid, it means we will not be able to provide bulk water services. So also it's important to indicate that we don't get money from the national fiscus. We are solely dependent on money that comes from municipalities. Hence, we are really saying they must fulfill their obligations.
So could we see a further reduction of the flows if they still don't pay? Could it go up to 20%?
Yes.
To more than 20%, sorry.
We are looking at increasing it between 20 and 25%. We are looking to increase around the 25th of March. So if we put them together, it would be 40% all in all.
And can you go higher than 40%?
We can go higher than 40%, but we are hoping we'll not get to that point. We are really hoping that we will not get to that point. Hence, we have invoked the provisions of Section 41 of the Intergovernmental Relations Framework Act. So we are declaring an intergovernmental financial dispute, and we are seeking that National Treasury and the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department to really intervene, and maybe we can find a amicable solution.
And Makenosi, one thinks about the fact that there could be residents in these municipalities who are paying for their services diligently and may then also be impacted because of what, the municipalities unfortunately have not been able to do, which is to pay yourselves. And I wonder, as they watch tonight, and some of them could possibly be upset, what do you say then as a utility? Because I'm sure in that regard, your hands are tied as well.
No, you're absolutely correct. Our hands are tied because, remember, we have a relationship with a municipality, not with a resident. But also, I would encourage the customers to engage their municipality to find out exactly why are they not paying. If they are paying, if I'm a resident in this particular area, I am paying for my services, and my municipality is not paying, then I'll go to the municipality and engage the municipality. But also, it comes to a point where we're saying to municipalities, please prioritize paying rainwater, because we know that water is a basic necessity. It is enshrined in the Constitution. Prioritize rainwater. We know that there are competing debts and responsibilities, but we say prioritize water first.
And as a final question then, Makenosi, it's a bit of a sensitive one, but one has to ask it nonetheless. I mean, we've seen something very unfortunate happen at Randwater, the gunning down of one of your executives. And I wonder, how are you ensuring then the safety of your employees as a utility now?
Look, we do have security in the building. Our executives, they are having security in terms of bodyguards, if I can put it that way, or protectors. So we were saddened by the loss of Mr. Jwala. It's very difficult for me to even just speak about it. We were saddened about his loss. I mean, it's a big loss to the company, to the industry, and we are really applying security, and we are very cautious as an organization.
Yeah, and thank you so much even for responding to that, because I know it probably still is very difficult for you as an entity having to deal with this, but thank you so much for your time. And we will try to get some of these municipalities to understand what happens now, especially when it comes to the residents front. But thank you for that update. That is Makenosi Maroo, Randwater spokesperson.